Having a million in high school, that's a big deal.
Well, it was weird, right? I feel like a lot of people who found success young have like that story of, oh, like this one teacher took me under and coached me and like gave me advice. And I didn't have that. Like I
Right.
felt I was met with like a lot of resistance.
Welcome back, guys, to the PokeRadar podcast. This is episode 17. We're on to, what is this, quarter two of the PokeRadar podcast. Never thought I'd make it this far again, but here we are. Today we have a first-time guest. He was not on the old podcast, but we've actually known each other for quite a while now, due to Pokemon, obviously, as everything is. But we have the wonderful Mystic7, Brandon. What's up, dude? And his cat.
Yeah, how's it going? And the cat and Simba. Yeah. How's
Simba.
it going, man?
It's good. It's good.
He kind of looks like a Simba, though, you know?
Very, very like fitting name.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
He's got like tiger vibes.
It's beautiful. I love cats, but I am allergic, so it's a battle to live with them. I can't breathe because they just sleep on your face and all that. But
yeah, my girlfriend's actually allergic, and she gets allergy shots specifically so that she could have cats. It's quite the commitment. You know, I don't know if I could do all that.
Did she start doing that once she started dating you, or was she doing it before?
No, she already had cats. I think she had a cat and like was kind of allergic to it, and then got a second cat and was like super allergic, and then was just like, well, I'm not gonna give these back, you know?
Yeah, it's weird how you could just like be more allergic to different cats, even though they're still cats. I don't understand how that works, but
I don't know. Knock on wood, I've been blessed with no pet allergies.
Long hair, short hair, medium hair, whatever they are. I don't know which one I'm allergic to, but they all make me itch.
Yeah.
So Brandon, for those that don't know, at least what we've never really like sat down one-on-one and had a lot of time to like get to know each other, but you're the most famous PokemonGO person that I know on this planet. So you're I don't know what you did before that, so I'm excited to hear about a little bit of your origin story. But yeah, you're a PokemonGO content creator. You also have Mystic7 Rips, so you're opening packs still. We met each other actually through Whatnot back in the early days when I was working with them, living out of the garage of one of the founders and starting up with Whatnot. I've been long gone since, but I think you're still doing some Whatnot stuff, right?
Yeah. And I still have that first edition PSA 10 Shining Charizard with your signature on the back of it.
Oh, wait, what? Whatnot. I signed it?
Yeah, right. You were there for that, right?
That
auction?
Yeah.
You and John both signed it. I have both your signatures on like the back of the Charizard slab, which is sick. So.
The original Whatnot Johns. That devalues it a little bit, but that's cool. You can always wipe it off, I guess. But
it's not on the actual slab, just the sleeve, you know.
Okay. No, okay, just as okay. Good. That's awesome. I forgot. I don't remember signing that. I do remember us. I was actually scrolling through my Instagram yesterday. You came out once because that auction was a part of like the whole Slabathon thing that we did of every card from base set through Skyridge or whatever it was.
Yeah,
reverse
that was
holos,
insane.
Like every single card, and we had them all graded, laid out on the floor in the office, and you came over and we did some drone shots and
dude, like flying the drone. Pretty sure somebody crashed the drone into John's car. I think it was me, but yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
In his nice SL, his Mercedes SL. Yeah. I don't think he has it. I wonder if he still has it. I know he moved, but
I talked to him recently, actually. I don't know. He's been jet setting, man. The guy's international.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of cool part about like the hobby, I guess, and really about PokemonGO too. As a whole, Pokemon as a whole, like, I mean, we were both you were in Yokohama, right? Did I run into you?
We ran into each other at the train station.
Oh my God. Yeah. Right. On the way there.
Yeah.
That's like the fun part though, is that it's like, I don't know, it's so international, you know, like everybody collects and watches and plays all over the world. It's really, really fun. So
yeah, so
I really enjoyed that.
Like, well, did you go to Yokohama for the PokemonGO thing, or were you there for the Worlds event?
It was kind of a bit of like both. I had like so you were just explaining you're about to go into like an insane 3 weeks of just like nonstop things happening consecutively.
Yeah.
And I kind of like was in the middle of that for me, to where like I was already in Asia for 2 Pokemon Go events, one in Korea and then one in Japan. And then yeah, so it was like a Korea Pokemon Go event, which was sick. We were on like Jeju Island, which is like an island off the south coast of South Korea.
Okay.
So random. It's like one of those places that you never would have gone unless like work or something took you there, and that's what happened, and it was super cool. So we like
Okay.
did that, caught Pokemon, went to Asia's largest aquarium, which was cool. Didn't know
I'm a
that was
fan
a
of
thing.
I'm a fan of aquariums. Tell me about that.
Yeah, no, it was just massive. It was sick. We actually recorded like a whole video walking through it and stuff too, so that'll see YouTube one day.
Okay.
But it was dope. Yeah, it was really cool. It was just like huge, super duper nicely organized aquarium. But on Jeju Island, since it's like a very small island, like Uber isn't really a thing unless you're like in the immediate downtown area. And
Mhm.
even still, it's like super slow. Like you do taxis instead. And I'm pretty sure that Uber calls a taxi, or you do like there's like this like taxi app that people use.
Yeah.
So we basically got stuck on the other side of the island because like it was like later in the evening, and the one taxi that was sitting outside was like I like walked up to ask if like we could get a ride, and he was like, no. I'm like, okay. So we like walked to like a mile to this nearby hotel, and we had like for like 2 hours, dude. We had them calling for a taxi. We were calling for a taxi. Like we like didn't sit down at the restaurant because we were like hella hungry, but like, oh, we'll get home eventually.
Hmm.
And then by the time we were like, oh, we're not leaving here until forever. Let's go to the restaurant. It closed 5 minutes before. And then we were about to get a room at this random hotel because like we couldn't leave. We were stuck. And then we finally got a taxi and it like took us back. So that was an exciting. It was a cool, cool spot though.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
went from there
terrifying.
to Japan, because then there was like the Osaka Pokemon Go Fest event.
Yeah.
And then the weekend after that was Worlds, and that was in Kyoto or Yokohama. So it was just
Right.
kind of like a bit of a train ride up.
Gotcha.
And then I was there with Whatnot. Actually, speaking of Whatnot, we did like
Oh,
this Japanese base set box giveaway thing.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That was I mean, it was what headlined by Chloe, right? Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just everybody involved. I just see Chloe stuff, so that's
yeah,
why.
right, right.
Yeah, it's just like Chloe to me is doing all the Whatnot stuff. But yeah, it was you, it was her, it was Unlisted Leaf and uh, the Randolph UK and Bear Walker.
Yeah,
Um,
Leonhard popped by for a second. It was like kind of like
yeah,
everybody who was in town kind of just like rolled by. It's kind of cool.
yeah. Worlds is become a pretty great event for a lot of the big guys to get together. I know. I mean, I was going to them since 2017 when it was like a small group of like 15 or 20 collectors, and then by the time it hit DC in 2019, and then London, of course, I missed out on London, but like it is massive, and so many people are going. Pokemon's doing a decent job of bringing in influencers. You're getting help from guys like Whatnot, bringing in more content creators and all that too. So it's really creating a pretty big event for Pokemon, and I wonder if like they'll be even more open to bringing people on. I mean, did Pokemon invite you for Pokemon Go? Like, are they pretty? Is the Pokemon Go side of things pretty good about working with content creators?
Yeah, it's been kind of like an on and off battle over the years. I guess like initially they weren't, just because it was like they were obviously like like Niantic, which isn't
Yeah,
who like owns and operates Pokemon Go, the devs. Like they like just weren't in contact really with anybody because they were like a new dev studio. Their game just exploded bigger than anyone could have imagined. Like they were busy. And then eventually we started working together with like the creators with Niantic. And then over the years, like a pretty nice program built between the two of us, like creator side and Pokemon Go side. And it was great for like a while. Like, they were like, even now they do a pretty good job of it, of like, they'll pick a list of people and then like fly people out to certain events and then give access, like ticket access to the entire weekend, which is great. Cause like, for example, like Japan sold out of Pokemon Go Fest tickets, but
yeah,
all of us creators who were going were able to like get tickets to be able to play. So yeah, they've worked with us really nicely over the years. And which again is like extra helpful because Pokemon Go, every event almost is like a travel event, like all like the big major ones, and there's like a lot per year. So assistance from them is always kind of nice. But yeah, it's been pretty good. As of late, like the program is kind of like on a hiatus. So we're seeing like as the creators, we're kind of like waiting to see what Niantic is going to do
mm.
as they like revamp their creator program, because the whole company just had like huge like 240 plus person layoff. So I think
Oh,
they're like, yeah, they're like restructuring and doing things over there. So we're kind of
interesting.
just like waiting and seeing.
Yeah,
But
I wonder. Yeah, I mean,
historically, yeah.
that was pretty. I guess the whole tech world took a pretty big layoff out
Right.
there the last year or two. But I wonder how much influence Pokemon has on what Niantic is doing. Because I mean, I just talked to Rhyme Style. That'll be out the week before you, talking about like Bandai and Bushy Road and um, oh, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff, and it's kind of the same sentiment with Pokemon, where what's happening in Japan is having a lot of effect on the people in the US or just outside of Japan, really, content creator wise, because they're so tight about their IP and they want to make sure that everything is done the way they want it done. So I would assume that Pokemon's keeping a close eye or a pretty tight grip on Niantic with who's doing what and how they're going about it. But like you get little glimpses of like them opening up more and doing more exciting things with people. So they just like give a little and then they take it away and then they give. It's just really frustrating to see. I've never dealt with
Yeah.
it personally, but you and all these other people I'm friends with, like I hear about it a lot. So it's odd
Yeah.
how they handle themselves.
Doing a lot better though over the years. Like they've like built like they have like a new like Pokemon has like a new community creator like rep guy.
Mm,
Stefan, and he's been honestly great. And like we met with him in last year in Seattle at Pokemon Go Fest. And he was talking a lot about like expanding the program because this was like after or this was before Worlds in London was happening, where they had like a creator group of like 8 people, 10 people. And then this year they like 2.5x the amount of creators that like Pokemon company was working with, and like they like some people were like assisted, some people were just given passes, but like there was like a lot of people that were like kind of brought out on behalf of Pokemon to like be there as creators. So the program's expanding, which is nice. Pokemon's making a lot of progress, tons of
yeah.
progress, which is cool to see. So they're historically like it's always been super hard as a creator to work with. I mean, Nintendo is like has like horror stories that everybody knows about, but the Pokemon company, although not as bad as Nintendo, still a tough company like as a creator to work with over like the last 2 decades. But lately they've been like super open about it and definitely like making a lot of progress. So it's cool. Yeah, it's cool to watch
That's
that
awesome.
happen. Like companies realize the power of creators.
Yeah, and I mean the horror story that I always go to is the Super Smash Melee stuff way back in the day when Nintendo shut them down from the pro circuit and like killed their own game competitively. Um,
Right.
but I don't know if they're still doing that. But but yeah, man, I got the Pokemon World side of things too. The TCG event and everything was all lottery, so I got nothing. I went to Japan expecting to maybe not even go to the event. I
Yeah.
had no tickets. I had no time slots for the Pokemon Center. Nothing. I was just like, all right, I'm going to go to Japan and enjoy Japan and hang out with my friends, and they'll go do the Pokemon stuff, and I'll do whatever. But it ended up working out great because I have a lot of friends obviously there who were able to get me passes and get me tickets and everything. So it worked out,
Sick.
but it was like incredibly frustrating to think or just have that on my mind going to Japan and be like, I don't know if I'll actually get to enjoy this Pokemon event, and that's what I'm here for. So maybe one day I'll get assistance. Pokemon, get the
You're doing the
podcast.
right things.
Yeah, I guess so. So tell me a little bit about yourself, because again, like we haven't had really any time to ever like sit down and like uh, get to know each other. I mean, I know you from Pokemon Go. What were you doing before that?
Yeah. On that point too of the fact that like you and I haven't had much time is just kind of like a funny thing because I feel like we bumped shoulders like for like years at
Yeah,
like events and cool things. So yeah, this is like nice to be able to actually like sit down and chat, and I'm sure we'll do more of this as we like do more events in the future because obviously you're like so into the Pokemon card scene, and I'm like just kind of like now really starting to take like my first jump and stab into it. So we'll be around, especially these like conventions and stuff for sure.
yeah.
Well, I'll answer your question. Are you doing Hawaii PopCon?
I'm not. That's Hawaii is an expensive one, and
Got it.
so um, I'm saving that for Worlds. My Hawaii trip for Worlds, I guess,
Oh yeah,
next
that's
year.
happening
But
too. A lot of Hawaii next year. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So no, I won't be there.
Okay. Well, Worlds I'll definitely see you at. But
Yeah,
yeah, me personally, I don't know. Like I've like always been kind of a nerd when it comes to just like a lot like everything. Like I got was like super into Legos. Like I was like a Lego nerd as a kid. I like loved like building and creating, and I thought it was like super fun. And then I found like video creation. I had like these older neighbors that I used to like. My parents they hated me hanging out with these kids because we were like I was like 8, 9
yeah,
years old. maybe 10, and these kids were like 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? So they passed like they weren't like innocent kids. They were like kind of like rowdy teenagers. They like taught
Mhm.
us bad words and like played with airsoft guns. So like it's like that group.
Yeah,
But they like one of the guy, I think his name was John, funny enough. He like really enjoyed filming and then like editing very like terribly edited videos together. So like me and my brother and him, because he was our neighbor, and then sometimes his friends would all like make videos. I had a ton of fun with that. And then like I eventually got my own computer for school. And like I just started with like iMovie and just like really like
yeah,
messing around with videos and stuff. Had a ton of like, it was just like a super fun like hobby. Um, and then started making like very, 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 very cringy YouTube videos that no one will ever see except for like my mom and my girlfriend. Um, they were bad, but like it was funny though. Like, but like this was
yeah,
like OG YouTube, like way back in the day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This was like 15 years ago. So like making just like random vlogs and just stuff because it was just kind of like a fun thing to do. And then yeah, I started getting into like the gaming side of things. That's kind of like when like the hobby began to transition into like, and you could probably maybe relate to this as well with like, doing like the Pokemon card grind is like, you like have this hobby that you're so passionate about, you just have a ton of fun with. And then all of a sudden, due to like whatever world conditions, marketing conditions, global conditions, like your own abilities, like this like fun hobby begins to pick up traction as like, oh, wait, I could do this as my thing.
Right, right.
So YouTube kind of turned to that in like high school is like when,
Wow,
like, yeah, it was
that's
kind of
early.
young. Yeah, it was fun, dude. Not gonna lie, like kind of like having that like at that age was really fun. It like gave a lot of like benefits.
Yeah, that's cool. I always like I'm jealous of that in a way, because I mean I didn't start doing Pokemon until after college,
Uh,
where I look back at it and I'm like, wow, like I still liked Pokemon back. I was still a nerd. I was playing Warcraft. I was doing all these things back then. But yeah, I didn't have that handoff or that I guess that torch passed off from somebody who was like I wasn't friends with people who were filming or I wasn't friends with people who were really into it. I was doing the standard basic high school playing basketball, doing stupid things, going to college, same thing. I wasn't like I didn't have a I guess a real hobby on the side that I was investing my time into. It was just always like a faded interest from my childhood, right? Until I really dived into it. So that's really awesome. I look back and I see you, I see these other big creators, these other whatever person in any industry. They were very they just I don't know I consider it kind of a little bit of luck, but also like just that passion superseded the the need to do what everyone else was doing at the time in high school, which is a tough thing because you're just trying to be cool, have friends, get girls,
it
whatever you're
wasn't
doing.
cool when people found my YouTube channel. Wasn't cool.
Right.
So
And I mean,
like,
you see all the cringy musically dances and TikTok dances. Like,
yeah,
I feel bad for those kids in high school. Like, but they're,
right.
it turned into something for them, and they're crushing it. And they're living a great life and creating and doing awesome things. So, that's a tough thing to. I mean, not only just like find and like have available to you because it's so hard to break out of that typical mold, but to then make it a successful endeavor is really cool. So you you got a camera handed to you pretty much because your neighbor was doing this stuff, and you and your brother, that's really cool doing it with your brother as well. Is he still making content or?
Sort of, he never like went the content route. And truthfully, like growing up, he and I like weren't. It's not that we weren't close because like we were like brothers, so we were like almost forced to be together, obviously.
Right.
But like we like weren't close in the way to where like we didn't like each other very much. Like I don't, he
Yeah.
was just like super annoying, and then like I like had to deal with him, and like we like fought a lot, and like so like nothing super personal. We just like annoyed the heck out of each other. So like
I've got two older brothers, so yeah, I get it.
you get it, yeah,
Yeah.
the brotherly love,
Yeah.
So yeah, but then he ended up going to the same high school as me, and then in high school I was already like doing YouTube, and by the time he was in high school, I was I think in my senior year. So like my YouTube career had already like very much so begun. So he was like definitely always interested in it and in
Hmm.
content, and then he ended up going to like a community college for I think for like business or entrepreneurship. And then I think yeah, like he did like his 2 years and then left to go do like help with like social media at like
Yeah.
a mental health company
Oh,
like so he like did that and he was like definitely like messing around in it, and then now I sniped him, and then he and I started a new business together, which is Mystic Rips, which incorporates a lot of like YouTube and social media, which like we're doing really good at. So he's like able to kind of be around that and like learn about that now. So
Mhm.
he's never like pursued it full time social media, but like he's always been around me doing it, and now he's a part of like our company and conglomerate that like is huge on social media. Like it's like
Yeah.
our social media efforts are like very front and forward. So
Yeah.
it's nice having him around because he like understands the process, but like he never like became. Well, actually, Kat, that's not true. He started a YouTube channel called JM Gaming, and he like
Okay.
made like I think like maybe some Pokemon Go videos or like some Clash videos. Like he took a stab at it, and he was like, "Ah, it's not for me." So he
Yeah.
tried, yeah.
So how many subs did you hit in high school?
Um,
Do you remember?
I think I hit 1 million in my junior year.
Wow. Oh,
Like,
that's so you were like massive because back then 1 million was huge. I mean, that's the
yeah,
new what 10 million or maybe new 50 million. I don't know what we're at now what the inflation rate of subscribers is,
inflation rate, right?
but but having 1 million in high school, that's a big deal. I mean, like, was that did people? I guess again, YouTube back then. How old are you? You're the same age as me, kind of. You're 30ish.
25. I'm 25.
You're 25. You're young.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so maybe not as different. Okay, a whole different generation. But no, yeah. Was that like a big deal?
Well, it was weird, right? Because like this was like before YouTube was like cool. A, it was before it was cool, and B, it was before it was like a viable career path that like people like sort of knew and understood. Even now, because like when you ask like the older generation, like social media, like my parents, like obviously like I do this and have done this for like this was year 10 actually, for
Oh,
like 10 years now on YouTube, and like
congrats.
they're still thanks, yeah. They're still like, obviously like very supportive of it and like understand that like I'm doing well, but they don't really get like fully get it.
Hmm.
So this is back when like nobody really got it, and like honestly, like I didn't really like I understood it and I knew what I was doing, but like it was just kind of like a who knows where this can lead to because there's not really like case studies except for like Allier and Syndicate back in the day.
Yeah.
So it was weird, So like it was cool because like I was like I don't know, I was like a teenager making like a pretty good amount of money, so I was able to like buy a car that I wanted and like take my friends to concerts and like do fun stuff like that. But it was like weird because like I didn't have a lot of respect from like not that you need respect, but like and like my teachers looked down on me and like
Yeah.
thought I was wasting my time and like shared their opinions with what I was doing, which like was weird and like it
Because you
was
were
like
making more
very
money than them. Yeah.
yeah, they probably didn't like that. Yeah, yeah, which was happening. So like, maybe I'd be mad too, but I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people who like found success young have like that story of like oh like this one teacher took me under and like coached me and like gave me advice and like I didn't have that. Like I
Right.
felt I was met with like a lot of resistance by like my like by like the older people above me, I guess.
Right.
And then like on the friend side of thing, like you said, it's like I don't know, it was kind of like a weird, and I was doing gaming, bro. Like, it wasn't like I was doing like the cool thing on YouTube at the time, which was like vloggy skits.
Okay.
Like I was doing gaming, which was like an extra nerdy thing that was already on top of a nerdy thing. So like,
Hmm.
I don't know. My school, luckily, I went to like a private Catholic school, so it was like very small, and like everybody was
Uh,
pretty cool. So they like
yeah.
wasn't really like it wasn't like yeah like the movies where you see like the jocks like bullying the nerds. Like everybody was kind of like vibing.
Yeah.
So I didn't get like
Yeah.
picked on, but definitely got made fun of for like people like
Yeah.
pull my YouTube videos up in class and like play that out loud, and I'd just be there like all like red faced. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely before it was cool, but
I went to a private Catholic school as well through until high school. I switched. I went to a public school, but yeah,
yeah,
everybody was just like everyone knew each other. Everybody was friends with each other. It was kind of forced to as well because any social event or school event or church event or whatever was everybody was there. So you were kind of
right.
it was yeah everybody was included. Um, wow. Okay, so you really like you truly have like a. Did you even go to college?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay. So you truly have like a full on. I started doing YouTube at 15, and it's been my career forever.
I
That's
sent it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's really cool. I don't know too
yeah, it's
many
been
people
fun.
like that. Yeah.
The whole
Um.
college thing though, it was funny. Just this last weekend. So my girl, she went to USC
Yeah.
for 4 years, and we went to USC this weekend, and like we like because they played Stanford
Hmm.
and destroyed them. By the way, it was amazing. But like she went to USC, so we like walked around a little bit early, and like she like showed me the campus and like I don't know the classes that she went to, the buildings and stuff, and it was like really cool. And like was like telling me stories about just kind of like her experience at the college, and then her parents went to USC, and then her granddad took classes at USC, and it's like this cool. I don't know, like community, I guess. And like
Hmm.
obviously like the college experience in the US is much different than anywhere else in the world, but it's very like unique in that like it really is like a full experience. So like doing the like how I did it to where like I kind of just skipped that and went straight into like I guess like the workforce in a way, but like into YouTube was really cool and like I loved it. But definitely like a lot of FOMO going through it. And like even now it's like not something
Yeah.
that I regret, but like it would have been nice to have
Yeah.
gotten like a taste of the college experience. Especially like the more like people I hang out with that like have cool stories and stuff. It's like, oh, like that would have been fun. So it was
Yeah.
cool, but like obviously, like, there's drawbacks to every decision. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, college. That experience was phenomenal. It's so much fun. It helped me grow like on a greater level of for social capabilities and just like meeting so many different walks of life too. Like it really helped you because like when you're in middle school, high school, you're really confined. You're stuck with the same really economical group of people because you're all growing up in the same area. Your all parents are all pretty much in the same kind of scale. And then when you go to college, it's like everyone from everywhere. So it opens up
mm.
your eyes a little bit more to different walks of life, different types of people, different cultures, different everything. So that was a nice thing for sure. I mean, I look back at it and say that like I wish I just like grinded YouTube or grinded Pokemon and didn't do college. Like it would have been great, but at the same time, yeah, it's the grass is
Where'd
always
you go?
greener. I went to Michigan State, so
Oh, cool.
nice little. It was pretty good school.
I think my
Football,
dad went there
basketball was
actually.
really.
Yeah, yeah, because he grew up in Illinois and I think he went to Michigan for
Oh,
college.
to the University of Michigan or Michigan State? The green school or the blue and yellow school? The green and
I
white, blue.
honestly, no
You don't
idea.
know.
I'd have to ask him. One of the two. One of the
All
two.
right, all right. Well, they're very big rivals. So, yeah, it was great. I had awesome 4 years of sports. I actually walked on to the basketball team for a semester, and then
Sick.
so yeah, I had a great experience at college. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I've seen videos on your Instagram of you like shooting hoops and stuff. You're big into
yeah,
that, eh?
yeah, I used to
Like you're
be.
good.
Yeah, I was pretty good. I could. I'm a small white boy, but I could shoot the lights out. So, yeah, I do miss playing basketball quite a bit. I got to get back into that. I've I've gone too deep into the nerd world. I'm doing
Yeah,
too much Pokemon.
I
So I got
understand.
yeah. But yeah, that's okay. That's awesome because yeah, again, like a lot of my friends in the Pokemon card world, a lot of it was normal 9 to 5 for a while. Did Pokemon as a side hobby, and then it blew up, and now they're all doing it full time and they're traveling a bunch. So that's pretty awesome. So you started with game. What games were you playing?
Well,
COD.
man, I was a huge COD guy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, big, big COD. So like, I don't know, like my first like gaming addiction was Minecraft, and I
Oh,
freaking loved, still to this day, loved Minecraft. But like, didn't do like the creative, like that was like for the
okay.
kids, Like my brother
Yeah.
and I, we played hardcore PvP faction servers. So fun, dude.
Of
They were
course, that
so
yeah,
fun. Did you
yeah.
ever
I
play
used
those?
no. I've played Minecraft for maybe like 10 hours in my life, but
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
watch like KYR Speedy doing Pixelmon
Yes.
and doing those types of things, and like I was obsessed with it, and I didn't play it. Like that was the weird thing.
Yeah.
So like, I really, yeah, I enjoyed watching that stuff. I wish I got into it, but I just at that point I was too old and it was too far
Fair. Right.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. So actually, and funny enough, KWare Speedy and like his whole crew, they're like the reason why I started making YouTube videos. So it's cool that you
Oh,
like say them because I also watch them and I watched primarily their Call of Duty funny moments montages.
okay.
So like yeah, so like I played like I love Minecraft and then like I went from like Minecraft into into like watching Call of Duty because I thought like the videos were really fun and like Speedy and them made like hilarious videos.
Yeah,
But like my parents wouldn't let me play it. Like they wouldn't let me buy COD. They were like, it was like I guess I was young, but like they were
too
one of
violent.
those. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So I backdoored it and I got what was it, Modern Combat on mobile, like the mobile Call of Duty.
yeah,
It was so, and that game was sick. So that's kind of like, well, and then I don't know, I was playing games like Doodle Jump and Jelly Car and Temple Run. Like I loved those. Those were so
those were
fun.
great. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, those
Yeah.
were
So like,
those were the high. Yeah, that's what we were all doing in high school. Playing all
yeah,
those.
those are
Um,
so fun, dude. Oh God, yeah.
were
So
you like were you able to record that and post videos of you playing Temple Run?
no,
Or
no,
you
not
just you
back
just
then
play
though.
for fun? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is like pre YouTube, but this is
Okay.
like I just got really big into mobile gaming, basically,
Yeah,
mainly
yeah,
because like I don't know, like I just always had like a phone,
yeah.
and then my parents wouldn't let me play the cool console games that everybody. I never played Halo, never played Modern Warfare 2. I missed World at
Oof.
War. Like I missed all these
Yeah,
like OG games because like I wasn't allowed to play it.
yeah.
But yeah, I was playing a lot of COD and stuff, so like that's what I was doing. And then yeah, I would watch. Well, I was watching a lot of COD, and I would watch
Mhm.
Speedy and then play COD. And then I was like, wait, this is hilarious. And then eventually, well, then yeah, then eventually my parents let me like play the freaking video game. So I played COD, and actually I think I made like 2 or 3 funny moments montages because I like
Mhm.
I don't know, like this is back in the day, back in the COD day, where like you would get like whatever the max prestige is, and then you're like,
Right.
cool, I'm done with the game. Then you just go into search and destroy lobbies with your voice chat on, and just like that's life now. So
Yeah.
made like a
Okay.
lot of like online friends from that, and they were funny people, and
Yeah.
I thought I was funny at the time too. So like I was definitely like the loud mouth in the lobbies, like provoking people.
Do those still
So
exist? All those videos?
you know, I don't. They're not on my YouTube channel, and they would
Mhm.
be on my YouTube channel if they did exist. So I feel like I probably like fully deleted them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I private. I'd have to look back on it, but like
Yeah.
my Mystic7 channel is where they were posted. So they
Okay.
theoretically would. There's definitely some funny moment Call of Duty montages, but those are from like years after.
Yeah.
Um, but I made like 2 of them, and I was like, dude, this editing thing, too much freaking work. Too much work. It took me like 4 days to make a video, and I was like, this is not happening. So I stopped
Yeah.
doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, I started with that, and then my brother got me like it was like I remember this like vividly. It was like a super boiling hot day at my dad's house, and we were just like chilling in the garage because my dad is like very much so like a go outside and play kind of guy.
Right.
So which is like kind of why like video games were like a huge part of my life because like I couldn't be inside and play. It was always like go out.
Mhm.
So we were just like vibing in the garage, way too hot to go outside, too hot to throw the football around, nothing. Jake and I were dying. And then he was playing this game, Clash of Clans, and he's like, "You got to get on this." And he kept telling me to play, and I kept saying no because I didn't want it. I thought it was a super nerdy game. I was like, "I'm not playing that stupid game." And then it was just like a super hot day. We were hella bored, and I was like, "Fine, I'll download it." So then I started playing it, and like, man, hooked immediately. And then that's what I started YouTube on. Technically, was Clash of Clans. Started making Clash of
Ah.
Clans videos, and that's kind of like
Okay.
where the career spouted from. But
So
yeah,
Clash of Clans brought you to a mill. Did
yes,
you
yeah.
where'd you grow up?
In the Bay Area in California.
Oh, okay. I lived in San Jose for a few years. Cool.
Oh, cool,
Um,
nice.
so Clash of Clans, I mean, that's still going strong right now, right? Are you still playing?
Yeah, it's insane. It was man, I'm such like I'm very on and off with it. I'm like
Yeah.
it's tough for me because like the game has always been like at first it was fun and then it was content and then it was work and the game was always content. So whenever I think Clash of Clans, I think of like video ideas.
Yeah.
So like and then I don't know, like right now, and you can probably relate to this too, especially with your upcoming travel schedule. Like I just don't have time to do anything that's not like maintaining my relationship with like my girlfriend and my very immediate family, and then some friends, and then work.
Yeah.
So like Clash of Clans, I definitely over the years have like hopped back and forth on, and I went back and like took my stab at like making some viral Clash of Clans videos.
Hmm.
But I study it a lot, and I study the Clash space a lot as a YouTuber because I feel like some of the best YouTubers, like the best gaming YouTubers, are Clash YouTubers.
Oh,
There are people
wow.
like Judo Sloth and KFC Clash and Orange Juice Game, and these guys are like genius YouTubers, and they
Interesting.
could be successful in whatever avenue they want, and they chose Clash. And like I study their channels and have studied their channels like relentlessly over the last couple of years. So
Wow. I'll have to take a
yeah,
look at that. That's interesting. Never would
yeah.
have
The
thought
view
that.
ceiling for Clash of Clans is like 10. It's like between 5 and 10 million, whereas the view ceiling for Pokemon Go is like around 2. So there's more views in Clash of Clans, even though the game is like 15 years old, and Clash or
Right.
Pokemon Go is like 6. I think Clash is like 11 years old.
Is Clash bigger still? Or
I don't think it's bigger. It
I
just
mean,
for some reason
there's active
that was
download
huge.
numbers you can like look at, right?
Yeah, it's definitely huge. It's definitely still huge.
Yeah.
There's just more people for whatever reason. The Clash community has always converted to YouTube viewership more, and I think it's because
Mm.
in game in Clash of Clans, like they release like a lot of like teasers, trailers, and like short film kind of things, like including all the
They're
like the
at
in game
that point now.
characters. Like they
Okay.
yeah they really nicely animate it, and they would always like um, have an in game announcement and like link that video in game. So it like pushed a lot of people from in game in Clash to YouTube. And I think
Yeah.
they just kind of kept that funnel going over the years and like really benefited the YouTube community.
Yeah. I think I used to be obsessed with League of Legends, and that's something
Oh,
that
dude, League.
did really, really well with too, was their shorts and their their videos, but I feel like they dropped the ball on that. I mean, I also haven't been tied to it for a while, but their shorts. I mean, they came out with Arcane on Netflix and everything. They created the lore and had such a phenomenal animation team or studio, whoever they were working with, and I felt like they could have done so much more with it, but they probably just got hit with the the esports gaming fire
Oh,
that it's
right.
living through right now, and all the money invested is probably gone. So I'm sure they struggled with that. But um, wow, okay, so Clash of Clans, yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna look some of that up and see what you're talking about, because that's interesting. I like to, not that I utilize anything I study with YouTube and understand how it works and the trends, but I like to look into that stuff and see the trends, and like I'll just like shoot PokeRadar and Cool Trainer Ryan a text, be like, "Hey, did you see Mr. Beast's new thumbnail thing about closing his mouth?"
Yeah, dude.
Just like
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like I find it very interesting. So I always like to pay attention. But um,
yeah.
you okay? So when did Pokemon enter your life? I mean, you're 25, so you were too young for base set. So you probably came in to Pokemon around what, like the Nintendo era, right?
You would think, but my first Pokemon game and experience to Pokemon was 2016 Pokemon Go.
Oh, wow.
Like, I am a new Pokemon person.
So zero Pokemon as a kid.
Zero. Like, didn't
And
watch the anime, never played the games. My friends played the games, and I always thought Pokemon was so cool, and I never understood it, and I just never took the time to like play it and understand it.
you were, I guess, probably coming of age for this stuff when Pokemon was at its lowest too.
Well, like the EX era.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
that might have
yeah.
been it too.
Like the end of, yeah, like, well, card wise, like the Sky Ridge into EX Ruby Sapphire era. Um, so no Poke. Did you do any card games?
So I collected a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh, but I didn't play the game or watch the anime, or like I was not involved in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe at all. I just thought like the back of the card, like the
The
brown and
swirly.
black design, yeah,
Yeah.
it looked sick, and then like I liked the characters and stuff. So I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, yeah.
Okay.
But I never knew it. Like I never understood rarity or like played the game. I just like
Right.
collected them because I liked them for like, and that was just like a brief flash of time. That was maybe like
Yeah.
over like a couple years. And I don't even know where my collection is or if anything like in my collections. I remember getting like the like blue eyes white, like the crazy ones, and
Yeah.
then looking at it like this looks fake. So I don't know if I have any real cards for
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but
That's
yeah, no,
funny.
dude, the first time I opened up a Pokemon card pack was in 2020, like during like the pandemic.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, I'm like big new to
That's a
this.
rare instance too. Yeah. All right. So 2016, you're super into mobile games. You're deep into a YouTube career. What were you doing just before Pokemon Go? Were you doing Clash of Clans still?
Yeah, yeah. So I did class.
Okay.
I did Clash for I think 4 years before Pokemon Go came out.
Come on, Simba.
Dude, yeah,
So
look at this. He just. I have a U2's figure. He just chopped me in half. He just walked over there and chopped me in half. What the hell, dude? All right, I'll feed you later. All right, relax. Oh my
don't worry,
god.
Simba. Wait, only another hour. um,
Yeah, right. Too
so
actually.
so Pokemon Go came out. I'm guessing that it was a business opportunity that you recognized was like, hey, this is a new cool mobile game that I can hop on and start creating content for. Was that what it was, or was it like, since you didn't do Pokemon at all before, but obviously you knew what it was? Was that how you saw it?
For sure. Like, and then so when it originally came out, my friend Jonathan, who is now JT Gilly on YouTube, who is also full time at YouTube on Pokemon Go,
Hmm.
which is cool because he started his channel in 2016. Um, he was like when before the game was coming out, he was like, because we were like super big, like we went to high school together and like played Call of Duty like every day. Like we were like part of like the gaming group. And he kept talking to me, he's like, bro, you got it. This new game's coming out, Pokemon Go. It's gonna be insane. You gotta check this out. And I was like, that, you know what I'm saying? Like Clash of Clans for life, like not playing that nerd stuff. I'm playing this nerd stuff. And then the game came out and it was like hella fun. And he was like I felt like that meme of like when like I don't know, like the kids sitting inside and like on timeout and like watching their friends play outside. But like
Hmm.
I was putting myself in timeout because I was like not doing Pokemon Go. Like
Yeah.
this is like a trend. It's gonna die. Like Clash of Clans is like I was like a purist for
Right.
whatever reason. Passionate Clash of Clans lover. And then like week 2 of the game being out, I was like, all right, fine, I'll come out and play this because this looks fun.
Yeah.
And then yes, like went out and played with my friends and like made a video of like starting my account, and that video like has blown up because I did like a glitch that's still available to do, which is kind of cool. You like basically like to get Pikachu as your starter, you like walk away from the 3 starter spawns.
Hmm.
Like if you walk away far enough, they despawn and then respawn on your new location. And if you do that 3 times, Pikachu spawns. It's like a
Oh.
fun little like Easter egg. So I made that video, and that video has like I don't know, it's got a lot of views. So like I did that, and then it was like hella fun. So not only was it fun, but also too like at the time Clash of Clans. Okay, so Supercell are the developers of Clash of Clans. They had just released in 2016 Clash Royale, and that
Hmm.
game now is bigger than Clash of Clans. But in 2016 it like flopped because Pokemon Go just like overshadowed it. But they
Hmm.
released Clash Royale. So a year leading up to that, and then that year they like weren't really focused on Clash of Clans. It was like a lot of very like half-assed updates and like not great like game direction because like they were just refocused. It makes sense. They were launching like their new big game. So Clash of Clans in 2016 was at a point where like I was looking at it and my career already having committed to not going to college and doing YouTube full time. Of like, oh no, you know, like the game's dying. Like, what do we do? You know,
Yeah.
I don't have a degree, man. This is a little rough. So Pokemon Go was like this kind of cool life raft for me in like my career to where like it came out like a really good time to where Clash was kind of dying.
Yeah.
And my channel was kind of on a decline, and then Pokemon Go dropped, and then I made a video, it did well. I made a couple more videos, they did well. And then eventually the Pokemon Go videos were getting like a little bit more views than the Clash of Clans, and then a lot more views. And then I don't know, it had been like a couple months after, like a month or two after release of Pokemon Go, I like made an announcement on my channel being like, I'm quitting Clash of Clans on this channel,
Ooh.
doing Pokemon Go full time.
Yeah.
But then I made a second channel and I did Clash of Clans. I kept the videos going on the second channel for Clash, and then
Okay.
I did Pokemon Go on the main. But yeah, it was
Did that?
definitely like businessy, but like also too
Yeah.
like the game was like I don't know, it was super fun. You know, it was like
Yeah.
for
It
every reason that
was.
like everyone else enjoyed it. Like it was like fun on the content creation front too, because like I went from
Mm.
like sitting in my living room making Clash of Clans videos to like going out and hanging out with my friends, like walking out in the world, like recording like a
Yeah.
vlog style gaming video. It was so fun.
Making your dad proud, tying in exactly how he wanted you to live life, go outside and
Yeah, right. I went outside and played
yeah.
for work.
So
You know.
it worked out. Yeah. Yeah, Pokemon Go was like the big thing that that I was kind of a part of that big resurgence for Pokemon was the Pokemon Go era. That was a big resurgence for cards. I had just gotten in before, thankfully, with because
Nice.
I discovered Evolutions that was announced and released earlier than Pokemon Go, which was the reprint of base set. So I randomly stumbled upon that and rediscovered Pokemon and went in pretty deep quick. And then Pokemon Go came out and like exploded, and that I was like, oh, I can make money selling cards, buying and selling cards. Thank you, Pokemon Go. So that Pokemon Go is a big, I guess, the milestone for me as well. But I was always a little bit mad that I was like literally a year too late because Pokemon Go would have been the greatest thing ever in college. Being able to play it, walk into class, having all your friends in one area, whatever it was, just like it would have been phenomenal. I mean, same
Yeah.
with probably high school too, but like because I had just graduated, Pokemon Go came out. I could only go meet up and play Pokemon Go after work with my friends that wanted to do it, and it was like always a struggle because we had such little time to do it. But it was so much fun, man. That first few months of Pokemon Go was a blast. I stopped playing for a while and always going very random spurts still, but it is an incredible game, and it's amazing how it's still like I still see groups of people together playing it, which is
Thank
just
God for that. You
it's
know.
weird, man, but it's cool. It's so cool. Um,
Yeah.
wow. So you made that big announcement. How was the transition of your Clash of Clans fans? Were they upset with you, or was it a pretty
Yeah. Yeah, people were
really?
pissed. People were pissed. Well, because like I feel like at that time, because like there was like a bunch of us Clash of Clans YouTubers, and I feel like at that time like was when like I guess like a lot of like transitions started happening. So like other
Mhm.
people were also quitting and doing other things, and like I was kind of like one of the last ones that like I am the community, you know, and like like my community at the time was like one of like the stronger ones out of all the YouTubers. So like it was definitely
Yeah.
like Like it didn't make a lot of sense for me to like quit Clash Clans, and I quit Clash Clans. So like, and it was like I don't know, it was like the same stuff that you hear of like like betraying your roots, or like people were like how dare you, how could you, like it was a lot of that. I lost like 5,000 subs like the day that I announced that.
Mm,
Um, but again, it was I think the nice part about like the whole transition was like I was going from Clash Clans to Pokemon Go, right? So it was going from a mobile game to a mobile game. But even nowadays, like on like modern YouTube, you couldn't really make that jump if you're niched.
right.
But I think the only reason why that was possible was because of just how popular, like everyone played Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So like my audience who did Clash Clans, they all played Pokemon Go anyways. So like I didn't really lose a lot of viewership because I was still playing a game that people liked. And then again, like I made that second channel, so like my Clash audience, I was still uploading for them. So like they were like, I wasn't like forsaking them completely, but definitely was like, off to new things. But the
Yeah.
transition was weird. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done that before, and like I don't imagine, like I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. Like my main channel, it I don't know how I would transition it out of Pokemon Go. I think it stays Pokemon Go for the foreseeable future. Like I have no,
Yeah.
like even if I wanted to do other things, like I like making a new channel is the meta right now. So like it
Oh,
wouldn't be
really?
worth trying to transition. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's what you've been doing it now for 7 years, 4, 3, 7. Pokemon Go for 7 years, 8 years. Um, I guess that's why you started Mystic Rips as a separate channel as well, right? I mean, that's a pretty easy transition, but I still feel like it wouldn't perform well on your Pokemon on Mystic, right? On Mystic 7.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you
and
did you try?
honestly, yes. I think man, I've tried like everything with YouTube, like there's been so much things I've
Yeah.
like thrown at the wall to see if it sticks kind of thing. Yeah, I think I've uploaded like one or two things to the main channel with the hopes of like my audience will give this video enough views so that it will find the algorithm. Like my audience will
Mhm.
like give it the boost. And this is before like this was like older YouTube. This is before like click through rate and average view duration mattered as much as it does now. Because now like the way with how the algorithm works, it's like weighted on two metrics, like your AVD and your CTR. So like how many people click your video when they see it on their like YouTube page somewhere, and then how
Yeah.
long does a person stay in your video? Like 20 minutes or 20 seconds or like 40%.
Is it
So
percentage or is it time?
um,
Do you know?
so both help. Like it's definitely percentage, but
Okay.
also like time matters to where like there's been like a large. So I am in the weeds for YouTube strategy, man. I'm all
Yeah.
about it. It's
Well,
like my
let's talk
favorite
about
thing.
it. I'm curious because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to share my numbers with you with it being a podcast, being an hour, 2 hours long. I'm really curious.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, my last one with Ryan blew up, but I think that was more so because he was doing a really good job of promoting it for me as well. Um, but like the click through rate was better than normal. The average view duration was about the same, which was like 20 to 25 minutes. Um, but versus
Nice.
a 2 hour, it's a 2 hour video though. So like percentage wise, how is that? And then click through rate started at like 9%. It's down to like 7%,
Mm,
but that's
that happens.
higher than normal for me. Um, and then yeah, I mean the views. It was my first 10K podcast, so
Dude, let's
um,
go.
yeah,
Congrats.
it's awesome. I'm pumped. I mean, big thanks to Ryan doing what he was doing, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out the podcast game. Like I'm talking to like Jarvis a little bit more because he's got a pretty successful podcast. Obviously, Pat Flynn has done podcasting forever, so trying to navigate the business side of this as well, and not just do it for fun because it is a lot of time, and I would like to have it pay for itself. you know?
Yeah, yeah. What are like the biggest? I'm just gonna close my door real quick. But like, what are like the
Yeah.
biggest like tips and strategies you've gotten on like I don't know, like the route to a successful podcast?
Um. So I mean, like I've come in and out of this content quite a bit. So, and I think someone like Pat sees that and understands that. He's been really big with me on just like staying consistent and hitting a certain point
Yeah.
of time. Um, I mean, now that I'm 17 episodes in, he's like, yeah, the first like 90 some percent of podcasts stop after 8 episodes or something. So obviously consistency, which is kind of the case for everything. Um, I I haven't gotten a clear answer yet on the clips side of things. I did ask Jarvis about this one, and he said just keep it on my main channel for now because I'm not big enough, and there's no reason to create a separate clips channel for my stuff. I also stopped doing clips because I don't have the time to bother with that at the moment. But yeah, doing all the clips and like shorts and stuff obviously help boost a lot of of subscribers, of potential awareness and watch time. But the thing that I've noticed as well, I tried this out as well. I was doing Google ads for my podcast.
Really?
I was paying $5 a day. I did this for a month. I was doing $5 a day, and it nearly doubled my views from like a comfortable 2.5 to 5,000. So it doubled my views, but it cut my average view duration like in half. It went from 20 minutes to like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that was, so I started reading into that more. There was like some Reddit posts about it. And they said like a lot of people were like, don't do it. It'll kill your channel. It'll kill the algorithm for you. Like crawling back from that is a very difficult feat. So I stopped doing it just out of
Yeah.
fear from that. And I think it's best to just kind of create a more natural, organic audience for the time being until I hit like certain ceilings, and then maybe I can throw some money at the wall and see what happens. Um, but yeah, the podcasting world still seems a little bit young, and there's not a lot of information out there. So I don't have that many great tidbits of advice yet, outside of staying consistent and a lot of people ask me like, how are you going to expand out of Pokemon? How are you going to hit this many views? And it's like, oh, I got friends like Mystic, I got friends like Jarvis, I got friends like this who are doing Pokemon, but are also on the greater scale of YouTube, greater scale of content creation. So I can expand into those worlds and not just talk about Pokemon or collecting, but talk about whatever, you know?
Yeah. What's the other thing too is like I feel like everybody, especially like on the creator front, I know for sure. And you could probably speak more on like the collector side of things, but like in the Pokemon world, like everyone like I don't know, like everyone's so interesting, right? Everyone has such like a cool, like vibrant story of like you're saying of like either people were like just kind of like working the normal life and then this hobby blew up and they became on like these like either moderately successful entrepreneurs or like bazillionaires. Like again, like
Yeah.
I'm sure you know probably plenty of collectors who've done that.
Yeah.
And then there's people on the YouTube front who went from like this quirky hobby, like Leonhardt, right? Like he was like lawyer, quirky hobby of opening YouTube videos or opening packs on YouTube videos. It blew up to this massive business and like almost like empire now. And then you've got obviously like Rev, who's doing a fantastic job of it. You've got Deep Pocket. I mean, he's a serial genius. So
Yeah.
him coming and conquering YouTube wasn't a huge surprise once I like learned who he was.
Mhm.
But like you got people like this, so it's like it's cool because like I feel like everybody in the card world has like I don't know, there's a lot going on, like it's like a collectible hobby, and it's like there's like fueled in like creativity and nostalgia. There's just so much, there's like so much what is like substance to it, and I feel like the people who collect and like make a business collecting, there's a lot to talk about, outside
Right.
of Pokemon itself, which is cool. It's like why
Yeah.
worlds events are fun because you get like meet people and kind of like add some more substance to like names and stuff.
Yeah, it's at a great point now. I mean, it's unfortunately it's already at the point where like there's drama channels, which I think is not that great.
There's
It kind of,
drama channels for
well,
Pokemon now.
yeah. I mean, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? You're calling out
Uh,
scammers, you're calling out people who are taking advantage of people and all that, which is great, and that needs to be
yeah,
handled. But drama channels can like kill hobbies, they can kill things. So it's a balance that they got to work out, but it's still so new and exciting. So, yeah,
mark of success, I call it. Mark
yeah,
of success. Yeah.
that's a good way to put it. It's a mark of success. So, well, that's another thing you kind of mentioned early on was like building your own conglomerate, your own empire of Mystic7. You have your Clash channel, you have Mystic7, you have Mystic Rips. I know you started Mystic Rips a while ago, went cold on it, right? And then recently picked it back up, or were you always kind of powering through it?
Yeah, it was one of those. I don't know. The whole card. I've like dipped in and out of like the card world since 2020. But like yeah, so like okay. So initially, I started opening up packs on Twitch. It was just on Twitch because it was like I got really big on streaming on
Oh,
Twitch,
that's
and
right. You did Twitch. I forgot about that.
yeah, back in like like when COVID really popped off and like the lockdowns were happening, it's like Twitch was like the saving grace. It was so
Yeah.
fun. So I did a lot of that. I did a lot of that, and then I watched a clip of my friend, actually Jonathan JT Gilly, who he grew up on Pokemon and opening up Pokemon packs and doing the whole thing. I watched a clip where he opened up a Hidden Fates pack on his Twitch stream and
Ah,
pulled a shiny Shuppet, and I was like, wait a minute, you can get shinies in Pokemon cards? Like there's like a rarity hunting tier here. I was like, because I didn't know about holos or anything.
right.
And I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. So then I ordered some packs, and like I think I remember, I don't know if the clip exists somewhere, but like I like my first ever pack was Champion's Path, and I like opened it like more carefully than you open a base set pack. Like I was like terrified to open this thing. So I started doing that, and then it like became a thing on Twitch, and then we started taking like my editor and I started taking like the highlight pull moments and trying to make like montages for YouTube to start trying to like maybe make some YouTube content out of the Twitch openings. And that didn't really do well. And like we did it for kind of a while. And then I started making some like independent YouTube videos, like outside of clips on my second channel. And again, those like, I don't know, some of them did okay, like maybe like push like 10, 20,000, maybe 30,000 views, maybe, which like was really good. But like, I don't know, like I, I have I guess high expectations for myself. And that just kind of wasn't, it
Right.
wasn't a mark of success for me. So I was just like, maybe not worth it. So I stopped doing that, and then I just kind of like went in and out, and then like I started like a break shop, and I was doing like breaks on Twitch, like through like a Shopify website, and then I stopped
Hmm.
doing that, and then like I met Whatnot like way long ago,
Yeah.
so then I like started talking to Whatnot, and then like they got me back into like the selling of cards and like doing that whole thing, and then I was doing that for a little bit while, and then I stopped, and it was a lot of like in and out, but on the content front, also a lot of in and out. And then I eventually was like, okay, like I did a lot more studying, and basically like I don't know, like I like to like maybe like study things a bit before like I jump in on them, which seems contrary to how like my career started. But like for Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
I started watching. I got really big into Leonhardt. I loved Leonhardt's videos. Loved. I thought it was so fun to watch the pack openings. So I
Hmm.
started on Leonhardt, and then I started discovering people like PokeRev, and Unlisted Leaf, and who I've known for a while. But like I like started like studying their channels a little bit more, like in the not in the lens of like I enjoy watching this, but in the lens of like I'm a YouTuber and I understand what they're doing, and like
Right.
I sort of understand like how they're doing it. And then I started seeing like I don't know, just like how many views there was. You know, it was crazy. It was like this cool, fun, exciting hobby. I had all these awesome, very fun video ideas. Like just like as a creator, like there's so many fun challenges and openings, and I was like addicted to opening packs and vintage packs. So like at some point, you know, that's like there's got to be a way to monetize. I have to monetize this, or I'm in trouble. You know, like I can't keep
Yeah.
opening like $500 packs.
Yeah.
So it was like a mix of that. Oh, and then Noah, one of my friends, Noah and Jay as well. He was also opening up Pokemon card packs on his channel, and his channel was
Oh,
doing really, really
that's
well.
right. We did the 100 Thieves thing together. I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did. Dude, again, we've been bumping shoulders for years, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Dude, I still have I pulled the Blastoise during that. Like, I bought a pack and I pulled the Blastoise. I still have that.
This is
Oh, you
the
have your, yeah.
this is the
That's
Charizard.
it.
I regraded it with
That's so
PSA, but
sick.
this is the Charizard from that opening that Nico Low pulled for me.
That's
Which
so sick.
if she's still watching or ever did watch, thank you. I love you for this.
That's yeah, I remember that was insane. Yeah, you had the Charizard. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. Like it just like the Pokemon card thing like kind of clicked for me. Of like, a, I really enjoy Pokemon cards and I
Hmm.
really enjoy opening stuff. B, it's makes for really fun content. C, the creation process is really fun. And D, like there's views here. You know, like this is like a viable path because again, like I don't know, like at some point, like you have to decide what is and what isn't worth your time.
Right.
Um, and like and I don't know, like the Pokemon card space like it just made sense to me to where it's like I would like to attempt this. Well, so this was at a time too. I just got like I guess like really cocky with like my YouTube know-how because like I had a burnout, and then like I like my YouTube channel was kind of dying, and like the new YouTube like Mr. Beast era was kind of being ushered in at this
Mm.
time. So like my channel was underperforming and continuously underperforming because I just like wasn't up. I didn't update my strategy.
Yeah.
So like I took some time off, and then I came back with like a whole new like reformatted YouTube mindset and strategy, and then like my main channel started doing like better than it ever had been. So then I was like, I know YouTube. So then I made a couple of channels. I made a Reacts channel to take a shot at Reacts content, which we did
Okay.
okay at. I went back to making more Clash of Clans videos and tried to make some viral Clash of Clans content, and then I made a Pokemon card channel because I was like, I see all these viral videos in the Pokemon card space. I know how to make them. I really enjoy the Pokemon card stuff. I've done it on and off over the years. Like, I just want to give this a shot because, like, I don't know, it's just like a test of ability. You know, like, A, do I really know as much about YouTube as I think I do? And B, like, can I actually craft a viral Pokemon card video? So then I like started uploading like very infrequently onto that channel. And then only as of like about a month ago, I have like fully hard committed to like an upload schedule,
Yeah.
a short form content schedule, and like have like really like kind of full sent the whole Mystic Rips thing. But it's part of like a bigger business that we're doing as
Uh,
well.
yeah, it looks like you're
Um,
posting like every 3 days or so,
yeah,
2 or 3
other
days,
day. Yeah,
every other day on Mystic 7 Rips, and then you're doing your shorts. What? How often are you
daily.
doing that? Daily?
Those, yeah.
Almost
Except
up
today, we
to
won't have one today, so don't. Every day
almost
but
up
today.
to 100K. You're getting
Yeah, it's
like
going well.
a solid 20 to 50K, and then occasional 100 plus. It's pretty awesome. It's
Yeah, it's working.
fantastic. Yeah. Oh,
Well, like you said with the
did you re did you restart? No, 3 months. Oh no, you have all the old videos on here. Okay.
yeah, like you said, you know, it's just like I don't know, it's like committing to like consistency, like set an upload schedule for yourself.
Hmm.
And like not overly ambitious. Like my main channel, I usually do one video every day, but I've moved it to every other day, like at half
Okay.
my schedule, so that I could do more on the TCG side. So like I don't know, like be realistic with how much your output can actually be, right? But like every other day, I know I can probably hit on the TCG channel. So like that's I would like it to be every other day because I think
Hmm.
that like to be able to compete. Like my goal here is to like overtake like PokeRev, Leonhardt, and
Yeah.
probably not DPM because he's a wizard, but like these other guys. So like I need to get to every other day uploads if I want to do that because like we're taking
Yeah.
the consistency route rather than like there's two different routes, right? Like there's consistency and then there's like the Mr. Beast route,
Quality.
which is like upload one a week, but like a super
Yeah.
big one a week. But like
Yeah.
for a lot of the
That.
we need volume of pack
Yeah. I mean,
opens.
I think that's why you see have seen PokeRev take over. He's
Mm.
been grinding out the daily video and continuing with the consistent content of openings, and he's adapted a little bit as well. When like
And he's
Leonhardt,
newer, isn't he?
he's fairly
Like he
newer.
blew up
I
like
mean,
2 years ago, a year ago.
no, he's been on YouTube now for almost 3 years.
Okay.
And he had been in the card space for years before that on
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff. So that helped him kind of get his jump start. But yeah, I think that's why we've seen him kind of take over is the work ethic and consistency and quantity. Because I mean, doing pack openings is a fairly easy thing to film. Like it's something that you can pump out and scale with on a daily basis. It's reasonable to do that if that's all you're doing. And he was doing the lives and doing all these other different things that other uh, pack openers weren't doing. So he adapted new concepts. He was evolving with the new YouTube trends that weren't just within Pokemon. So he was taking on different avenues, and he's still continuously pumping out daily videos. While someone like Leonhardt, who kind of started taking a step back because he had been doing it for so long, probably processing burnout or whatever, and his channel started to fall off a little bit view wise.
Yeah.
He's since kind of like hopefully kind of getting back into the groove a little bit. He's not posting as much, but yeah, that's why PokeRef took over. That's why he's number one in views in the Pokemon card space. Like that's just how it goes. Um, so yeah, I think that's the right way to go about it. So you're doing like 2 to 3 videos a week with that. You're doing 3 videos a week with your main channel. Then you got Clash of Clans. So you're doing what, like 7 videos a week?
Well, I was at
Or
one point. I think our like
okay,
our output at one point was like disgusting. But I'm not doing the Clash Clans. It's
oh
just
that's done.
Pokemon Go and
That's
Pokemon
just
cards.
okay,
Is like all I have the bandwidth for. It's a
okay,
lot.
yeah. So how big is your team then? You said your brother's on board now. He's helping out with the Rips channel. How big like is the Mystic 7 team?
Well, so the Mystic 7 team is a lot smaller to where it. I mean, on all technicality, it's myself, my editor, Reese, who I've been working with for years. This guy's a monster, and then my agent. So that's the extent of the team. And
Okay.
then I have a thumbnail. I have like technically two, but like one consistent thumbnail designer that I always work with for like
Hmm.
both channels. Primarily though, I make all my thumbnails and everything for the main channel, and Reese does the video editing and the short form editing. So it's just the three of us. The Mystic Rips business, which is this whole like I guess kind of like next. I guess I would call it like I don't know, like man. decade on YouTube, there's a lot of things that you do that's like, oh, this is like my next chapter beyond YouTube. And it's funny because like even nowadays, I feel like everybody kind of like a lot of people want to be a YouTuber, but like as a YouTuber,
Yeah.
like you want to be almost anything else after enough time, you know.
Yeah.
So like, but like I've always found like the world of like entrepreneurship and business and startups and so exciting. So I've tried it like a couple different shots at like making a new company or like new companies and like I don't know. I just have a lot of ideas and I like to like do things with them. So Mystic Rips is like this new thing that I'm doing, I guess, that's more obviously like TCG content focused. Like again, our goal is to like in the next like 6 months, like be like a top 3 TCG channel, 12 months, hopefully be the top one. So and then also the top presence on Instagram and TikTok as well, at least for like content, not for like news.
Okay.
So like we're like shooting for that. So like we're super content forward. So Reese, my editor, still works. So it's for the new team. It's myself, Reese, my editor who's doing all the editing. We have one of my like older Twitch mods who we hired,
Mhm. Oh,
who's
nice.
working with us as well and helps a lot with like social media and then like data gathering and stuff for content and um, sourcing product and whatnot. And then Jake, my brother, he moved. I moved out of my apartment here in LA, and he moved into my apartment. So I moved him out of home. And then he and I like started the Mystic Rips business together. So like he and I are now doing that here. We just hired our technically first hire. Her name's Hannah. We brought Hannah on 2 weeks ago, and then today actually I have a call in like 20 minutes. Once we're done, I'm
Okay.
hopping on my team call because we just hired another guy, Tom, who's actually a PokemonGO creator. Hired him
Oh,
full time with the team as well. So
wow.
we have technically we have what 5 Jake, me, Hannah, Tom, Reese, Hippo. 6. We have 6 people currently. So,
Wow. And
and
almost
then
10 with the extras with
yeah,
your
with
yeah.
so like that team is so
That's awesome.
the Mystic Seven like Pokemon Go stuff I see as just like we're like just kind of like maintaining
Yeah.
like our relevance and spot as like the kind of like top channel and we're just
Yeah.
like consistently like we have an upload schedule, we know what we're doing, it's pretty cut and dry. So we're
Yeah.
just like maintaining that, but the rip stuff is like that's like where like my
Okay.
like passion and focus and like the hiring and like all the crazy stuff is happening, so that's been
Yeah.
like the fun part.
Well, by the time that this comes out for the public, I'll have just started working at TikTok. So
Sick. Yeah,
I'm
congrats again.
sure we'll be talking, and I can probably be helping you out with that stuff. I'll just I'm just gonna be like managing um, seller accounts, like the TikTok shop accounts
Oh,
for
huge.
Pokemon
We should
collectibles.
talk about that because we're
Yeah.
going to start this week actually
Oh,
on
you are
TikTok.
okay.
Yeah. How do you see that whole like because obviously TikTok, I mean, they have slowly but surely done absolutely everything to make their platform like the best platform in every way, and they've been very good at that. And now they're doing live sales.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got Whatnot, you've got Drip, you've got eBay doing their thing, you've got Fanatics buying everyone and also
Yeah.
having their own platform. But TikTok is now taking a stab at like the live sale streaming thing, and like
Yeah.
historically, like they whatever they do, they are the best at.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go work with them. I don't know, how do you see that world with
Well,
TikTok?
I always thought it was going to be Amazon or Facebook/Instagram, or I thought it was going to be something like that, or
Yeah,
even Twitch, right? I know YouTube integrated a shop as well, but I haven't seen much on it since they pushed it out in the beginning.
it's like a shelf shop. It's not. It's
Yeah,
less like
it's just
live.
like it's purely integration with Shopify, it's nothing else. Um, so I mean, I was a very early person at Whatnot. I would have, if I had stayed on, I would have been like the 13th employee or something super
Damn.
early on. I was previously working at Rare Candy with Lee doing
Yeah.
the e-commerce stuff there, and I've built my business off of eBay. So it's very interesting. I there's a reason I'm going to TikTok. I think they're going to take over. I think it's going
Yeah.
to just destroy everybody because Whatnot is a flawless platform, a very well built technical platform. I have my own personal biases, but they, yeah, they just have struggled, I think, at a certain point to grow outside of collectibles, where I thought they would have done earlier. Um, eBay is, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. What are they
I,
doing, man? We're waiting for something over there.
like this has been going on for over a year now, with the teasing and what in the building and what was going on. I actually interviewed with them a few times and they got rejected. which I was upset about. But all the unfortunately all of and I love eBay. eBay again built my business, but unfortunately I haven't heard great things about their live, and I don't know what route they're taking. Like I obviously have zero internal information. I don't hear anything like I do at other places. So eBay is one that I just like don't know what's going on at all. But
Yeah.
I feel like if they don't buy a Whatnot or buy Drip or buy somebody who's already doing it, I just don't see it being successful, because I've heard they've put in a ton of money and it just doesn't it's not good. So I don't
Right.
know. I don't know what's going on there. And then TikTok is something that so I haven't even experimented it with myself. I don't have a big TikTok presence. I've never really spent time on TikTok, honestly, for my radar stuff. I throw clips out there. So I don't even fully understand how the shop works. I know there's a bunch of different integrations you can do, both through Shopify and then also like through their internal stuff. Um, but knowing TikTok, their ties to China, where this has been popularized, like this is how Whatnot got their money and everybody got their money, is they pitched, oh yeah, this live shopping is huge in China. It's a $20
Right.
billion industry or whatever the number is. So they were feeding off of China numbers to bring it over to the West and make it a thing here. So not only does TikTok have the biggest platform for this, but they also have, I think, the biggest um, knowledge and understanding of how they're going to grow this outside of collectibles, because that's the key to being huge, right? This is going to be the new age QVC, the new age whatever. So it just makes sense to me that TikTok is going to take over. I'm obviously worried about the scamming culture and all that's going on, like at Whatnot. It'll happen at TikTok probably at a greater scale because of how big TikTok is. It
Right.
happens at eBay. It's always happened at eBay. So policing it with how quickly I feel like TikTok's going to scale is going to be a difficult thing. Um,
Do you see
but
it
yeah,
like what do you see like why do you think TikTok hasn't already blown up? Like you're talking like it's going to blow up. Is it because they just launched a feature, not many people are aware of it? Like what do you think is
yeah,
going to cause that like eruption?
yeah. I think it's pretty new. I don't. Again, I haven't started there yet while we're having this conversation, so I don't know a lot of what's going on or what their intentions are outside of them
Right.
starting with collectibles. Like they reached out to me. They told me like, hey, this is what we're starting with is collectibles. Like it just makes sense because that's what's blowing up with Whatnot and with eBay and with whatever. Um, so I just think that they're going to, with the resources they have and I'm really hoping that they are going to take their time with it, police it properly, set up all the proper fail safes for scammers and all this stuff, to avoid the public backlash. But I think they have, again, the resources, knowledge, and time to take it slow, do it properly, and then quickly expand into the regular world of e-commerce and be the live shopping Amazon, so that they don't have to worry about. Again, I think collectibles in this space of cards is just a very childish, immature industry where there's a lot of it's a skewed number of how many scams and nasty things happen. So
Right.
once they would, I guess, expand into selling bed sheets or selling chairs, whatever, selling everything, there will be a lot less of that happening, and allow them to just really blow up as a live shopping network.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious though to see if they end up like branching that off into a separate brand at one point, because
Like a new app almost.
yeah, because I think it would be almost cannibalizing in a way where a lot of content creators and a lot of brands hate coming off as being a salesy type person because it hurts your your brand, I guess, in a way where you're just like extracting money from your fans. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know, and this is all my assumptions at this current time. I have no idea what they're planning or what's going on. But from the looks of it, from what I'm hearing, the rumblings of everybody who's selling on there, they're making a killing. People are making a ton of money, like they're doing really really well, And with the TikTok algorithm, because they are pushing this stuff, clearly you're seeing the numbers that some people are getting. I don't know any of these people in the Pokemon space, who they are, what they've been doing, how long they've been doing it, but they're crushing it. So
Yeah.
that TikTok brand name is very powerful right now for anybody who wants to get into rip and chips or whatever.
Yeah, sick. Also, like I think like I don't know, like as like a content person, like I think and I've done YouTube all this time. I did Twitch really hardcore for a couple years. And like I think the concept of I know rip and chips obviously I feel like there's especially as of late there's been like a lot of scammy shady stuff going down in like the rip and chip world specifically. And B,
Mhm.
I feel like it like rip and chip just has like a bad rep overall in like the Pokemon card space and like the collectible space. But like as a creator looking at it, like I don't know, to me like makes a ton of sense, you know, because like
Yeah.
imagine like being able to like your favorite streamers like hanging out, opening packs, and you're able to like buy packs from them. They can like live signature, and like you go from like this like there's like these two things, right? Where like it's like content that's enjoyable to watch, and then like a fun shopping experience for like a collectible hobby, and then you bring them together to like you're doing both at the same time. It's like it just makes a ton of it. It's like a whole fun like stream purchasing experience. It's like I think it's like a nice like bundle, and like again like as a creator like knowing viewers and like knowing like what is versus isn't like enjoyable and like kind of why, like it feels like a very obvious like it's a fun viewing experience because you're watching
Hmm.
packs being ripped, you're watching cool rare things happening, maybe there's like a challenge going down or something, and then also you're able to like participate in it financially. And like if you go on Twitch, people donate subs, like give hundreds thousands of dollars a month to streamers with no real return except for like a badge. So like
Right.
you're like supporting the streamer, you're buying things that you're already like gonna buy anyways and collect. So it's like cool because like the viewer gets to support the content avenues that they enjoy. The creator gets to obviously like financially benefit from that, and the viewer gets like tangible goods from it. It's a cool. I just think it's like a cool concept, which is kind of like why initially I started coming back to Whatnot, because it was just like this like makes sense, you know, like
Yeah.
it makes sense obviously because it was working in the East, and I think but like I think Eastern and Western like viewership tendencies are extremely different.
Mm.
But just like looking at like just like the Western viewership tendency and like streaming culture, it just like I don't know, makes it like it just seems like it would work and like people would enjoy both on like the streaming end. Because like streaming, it's hard to get bored doing that because you're just always opening packs. Granted,
Right.
like that could be a little bit tough on the you keep opening packs nonstop, like it get a little boring. But like I
Yeah.
don't know, there's like always stuff happening, right? Whereas
Yeah.
when you're playing a game, maybe it can get a little stale.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I think it's a cool thing. So like I really like the whole. I see a good, really good future, especially for creators, especially for small creators for the rip and ship world, because small creators can't financially sustain themselves, and therefore they can't do
Yeah.
create like content creation full time. Like that's like a huge problem. But like like doing if you're like a small creator that does Pokemon content and that does rip and ships, like there's a lot of small TCG creators who like survive off of their rip and ships or their online stores, or like like that's like the cool part about the Pokemon card like world is like there's like a much larger business and financial aspect to it than just content creation with like Pokemon Go. So like I don't know, I think it's like a cool system. And it's sick. It makes a lot of sense. So it's cool that you're going to like work on that at like the what I will think is going to be like the best platform to do it on. Yeah, I don't know. It's like exciting. So again, like congrats to you. That's like a cool thing to like be at the forefront of.
Thank you.
And like yeah, I think over the next couple of months and like definitely over the next year, I think there's going to be like Whatnot definitely did something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think TikTok's gonna like take it and like really perfect it. But we'll see. I don't know because like you said, like Whatnot's like a pretty like their tech is fantastic,
It is.
and there's a huge Pokemon card scene there. Just the algorithm and reach of TikTok is like not even YouTube could beat that. You know, like they are number one in terms of like human reach. So
Right.
yeah, super
Yeah.
interesting thing though. Cool
Yeah.
world to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting. It's fun. And I know you got to get going here soon, but yeah, I agree with you. That whole like brand aspect, it's I hope to get back into doing that myself, because I have distribution. I have so much product I got to sell. Like
Right.
it helps pay for this stuff. It's fantastic. It's someone like Nick PokeRev, who does his mystery packs and everything. He's able to sell through tens of thousands of packs a month, and but he does it at a very reasonable way, and he's not doing these gambling games and egregiously extracting money out of the community, out of his people, where you could buy packs, you can sell them at a fair, profitable margin, make your money, keep your fans happy, give them that experience on top of it, give them signed stuff, whatever. That is a great way to connect and build the business. So yeah, I'm all for ribbon ships. I love this stuff. I mean, even mystery packs to a scale is great as well. Like I like, it's fun, it's exciting. It just has to be done ethically. It has to be done honestly. It has to be done in a way that's enjoyable and not just a money grab. Because a lot of these, I think a lot of these creators, they call themselves creators, but they're really just out there trying to make a quick buck. And it hurts the real creators who are trying to build something. These guys just coming out and just spitting lies of what could be pulled, what things are worth, trying to make as much money as possible as quick as they can. And it really hurts everybody else. So, yeah, 100% agree with you though. Like, this is a great way to build a brand, become a creator, to help sustain yourself and have fun with it. So all for it. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. And again, sick that you're like in the weeds of that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to position myself in this way where I can have worked with Whatnot, have worked with Rare Candy, working with TikTok now. It's going to be it's a great world of experience and fun. So yeah, but yeah, man, I know you got to go, right? I don't want to hold you past your meeting. Or no, do you have another hour? I forget. You said you're 8:30.
No, yeah.
It's starting now.
Jake started the call. I'll join later. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I think this is actually a perfect point to cut it. But I Brandon, appreciate you coming on. Great to finally get some time with you and
man,
actually get to know you. Hopefully we can do this again and chat some more. I'm excited to see Mystic Rips blow up and become the biggest on YouTube. That's an awesome goal. That's a fun thing to chase. So again, appreciate your time. Quick notice. Always great seeing you. I hope to see you soon. Enjoy Hawaii PopCon, and I'll run into you somewhere, I'm sure.
Inevitably, yeah, we'll see each other. We'll hang out more, dude. And good luck on the podcast, man. It's growing. This is awesome, and appreciate you having me on. That's sweet. So
thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So all right, man. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll chat soon.
Sick, dude. Take care. Safe travels.